أتمنى أن تكون خطوة أولى لأبناء الجالية العربية الفلسطينية في هذه البلد، ودائما نتمنى النجاح لأبناء أمتنا أينما كانوا. وبارك الله في الإخوان الموجودين، وطبعا اللي قاموا في المهمة زيك والأخت والإخوة حنا وعلي والجميع. بارك الله فيك. إن شاء الله النجاح بيبقى حليفنا إلى الأبد.
أبو نمر، شو متوقع من هذا المركز يعمل؟
لتجميع شمل أبناء الجالية العربية الفلسطينية في هذه البلد، وفي كندا طبعا من الشرق إلى الغرب، لتثبيت حقوقنا القومية والوطنية أينما كنا، بغض النظر عن بعد المسافات والتضاريس الطبيعية، طبعا ما عدا العقبات الإمبريالية التي تحاك ضدنا منذ 100 عام حتى اليوم. والنصر لنا إن شاء الله. الشعوب لا تقهر، وشعبنا قرر على الحياة، والذي يقرر على الحياة لا يهزم، ونحن شعب لا يهزم. شكرا.
It's about time يصير عندنا شيء، يصير عندنا center. يعني we deserve that from a long time. خلاص مبكينيش كمان.
لأنه حاسين حالنا زي اليتامى.
بس قربش الكاميرا علي بطلع على
وطن الواحد ربيع يا يا ما خدمنا يعني عارفه اللي بيجوا احنا اعتمدنا عليه يعني عمره ما في شيء
الله بيعلم اني اشتقت والله دائما بسأل عنك ولا لا وحياة الله حنا بقول غير انت ورا
وين في بيتنا بالنحن طب مش كيف لا لا كيف وقت اطلع لك اشاره بس كنت حرام. شو يا حبيبي لبسه؟ انا اسمي سامي مسلم.
حسيت يا كلاود 9 شو حسيت؟
الله يوفقكم.
الله يوفقكم. الله ان شاء الله الله بيجيبها بين ايديكم يا رب. بيكون افتتاح يعني حلو. كل العرب ان شاء الله بتيجي عليه يا رب. كلنا بنتعرف على الكل فيكم يا رب. ان شاء الله اذا الله بيريد. الله.
Okay, now you decide when you want to cut it.
Friends, on behalf of the Palestine Community Center, I would like to welcome you all to the opening of the first Palestine Community Center. Wow! And today, with the help of and the support of our community and friends, we have taken yet another step forward in the road of serving our people and the just cause of the Palestinian struggle. Our humble center will be the place for building the solidarity movement with Palestine. We will work on building bridges with other community centers, organizations, and individuals on the basis of common struggles against exploitation, hegemony, war, and racism. We recognize the right of self-determination and sovereignty of the Aboriginal people, the true and only legitimate owners of this land. Our center aims to strengthening the relationship between the Palestinian struggle and the struggle of the Aboriginal people. We would like to take this opportunity to thank every organization, individual, and all of our friends, our community, for helping us reach this milestone. And we know that the work is just starting now to actually have this center serve the community and be able to bridge the relationship between the different communities in DC. I would like actually to take a moment, I would like you to stand in a moment of silence and respect to the Palestinian martyrs and for all of those who died fighting for justice and freedom. And to pay tribute to our beloved thinker, Edward Said, who has just left us a few days ago. So if you could please stand and smile. And now, thank you very much.
Before we start, we're gonna do the ribbon cutting, and we are honored to have with us Libby David, MP from East Vancouver, and Sven Robinson from Burnaby. Actually, I have so much to say, and I'm glad to see all our old supporters and all the new faces and the old faces here. I think it's important, it's a cornerstone in our work in this city. The support work since the second Intifada started became really a cornerstone for this city, for Vancouver. We are really overwhelmed with the support we are getting from people that I would have told you dreaming. This materialized last year when the CLC took a resolution even equating Israeli policies with apartheid, which is a great victory for the Palestinian struggle. The situation here is really difficult, not because our cause is not just, not because we're not similar to the South African struggle, but because of the well-organized and well-financed Zionist movement. And when I talk about the Zionist movement, I don't mean only Jewish Zionists, because without the Christian Zionism, Zionism would have died before it started. Without the Christian Zionists, there won't be Israel. So I think it's important to recognize these facts and the influence and the strength of the enemy. The South African whites didn't have any support in North America. That's why it was easier to do support work for them in Vancouver and in Canada. I'll just give you an example, even within the progressive movement, an example of how some of the Zionists who have influence on the whole spectrum of politics in Vancouver. For example, in 1947, I don't know if people know Norm Levy. He was a minister in an NDP government under Barrett. He was one of the mercenaries who went to Palestine and fought and killed our people. That's Norm Levy. But he got away with it because of the influence of the Zionist movement. The financial strength also of this movement. For example, I'll give examples. This year, the Canadian Jewish Canadian Jewish Appeal campaign are hoping to raise $6 million, basically to support Israel, and they claim to support the local activities of the Zionist movement here. They raised last year $6.8 million, 2.5 million, that's in Vancouver, I'm talking just in Vancouver, 2.5 million more than the year before, and they're hoping to raise as much this year. Another example of the strength of this movement, the students, because of what happened at Concordia, because of what happened in SFU, because of in other places in UBC, they feel threatened from the movement, and they feel the only way to counter the Palestinian activism and the pro-Palestinian activism is to pour more money. The United, they call themselves UIA, United Israel, not appeal, no. United Israel. No. Let me get it straight. Let me get it straight. I don't want to be misquoted. United Israel. Aggressive. That's a good one. Advocacy. United Israel Advocacy. It's a federation all across Canada. The United Israel Advocacy allotted $1 million just for campuses. $1 million just for campuses. And I'll read you from the bulletin so you'll be aware of what they're doing. Any fears of increased anti-Israel activism on campuses next term will be met with increased activism on the other side. Pro-Israel activism on Canadian campuses got a big boost this year when UIA Federation Canada dedicated more than $1 million to encourage Israel advocacy and leadership initiative on campuses, a program that has already funded a new position of Israel advocacy coordinator affiliated with Hilal British